A distinct sketch comedy with fragmented personalities, or a luxury cruise trying to balance its whimsy? My name's Amanda, stick around, we'll be back in a second to do stuff. In this episode, Amanda's superfan Penelope makes a deal with the squeaky-voiced Josh Peck that if he introduces her to Amanda, that she'll make his co-star Drake Bell disappear. I used to not find sketches like Judge Trudy very funny, but I find that the longer that they go on, eventually you're gonna break out laughing because of something. You really buy into the absurdity of a lot of these sketches, but yes, on multiple rewatches they can be a bit boring, a bit long. Some of them end too abruptly, some of them introduce way too many ideas. I like how the commercial parodies also play on early internet influence, basically the networks making fun of the type of commercials that they air. Sketches like Totally Kyle definitely feel like sentences that a college kid would post on TikTok or tweet. And that's because according to Drake Bell, a lot of the sketches, they were just handed outlines, and the actors had to kind of improvise a lot of it. Like I'm sure Tony Pajamas, that's how a lot of it worked.
People don't get it. It's like, oh, just put two guys together and they'll be funny or whatever. Like, whoa, just take it easy, man. That's not a joke in the script, you know? But we just picked up on these little things. It just made us and like gave it that special thing, you know?
It was very special and you can't recreate it.
So big props to the talent of the cast. But from the few sketches I saw of Amanda on all that, her acting is low-key better on all that. It's more chaotic, more energetic. It's like she has more natural improv instincts. Like this one moment where I think Kenan Thompson says, "What time is it?" And all the cast members check their watch and Amanda checks her wrist. But her watch is on this hand, so she's just checking this wrist and it has nothing on it. That is hilarious. So I'm glad the Amanda Show gave her the opportunity to shapeshift into various different personalities. I like how the stage break moments feel interactive with the audience. Kenan and Kel, for example, also has this very pulled back framework, balancing how seriously it takes itself. Kenan and Kel remind me of me and my middle school best friend. I can see why they have their place amongst iconic comedy duos like Drake and Josh or Zach and Cody. I was born in 2000, so I only got to see these shows on reruns on T-Nick. They really show a natural evolution into the type of sitcom formulas that Nickelodeon would find a lot of success with. I'm glad sketches like Block Blister exist to make fun of famous movies around those years, but the fake foreign accent can definitely alienate audiences, so I'm glad they wouldn't do a sketch like that today. The offensive stereotypes must be a byproduct of the pre-9/11 cultural optimism. Plotlines in Zoe 101 and iCarly feel like they could have been influenced by Amanda Show skits. But I'm talking about the episode Tori Goes Platinum, where Tori wins a contest to perform the opening number at the Platinum Music Awards, when Kat's audition was way better. But a character like her needs to be addicted to Bibble. By the way, these dumb characters are pretty iconic in these shows. But eventually she gets tired of how the producers want her to reinvent her look and personality. She tells them that she's not gonna do those rebellious things anymore. The producers give her spot to sing to Jade. Later, Beck almost kisses Tori. Jade sees this over FaceTime. Tori refuses to kiss him because she's not gonna do that to her. And Jade is kind of moved by this and gives Tori her spot to sing. I like how these same morals of loyalty stem back to the Amanda Show, where Josh decides to save Drake from the trap. What a beautiful moment. I'm glad Amanda Bynes got to do a lot of acting after this show. Her more grounded roles really make you appreciate the eccentricities she brought to all the different personas on the Amanda Show. Penelope's the perfect juxtaposition of this. Amanda thrives while playing more grounded, typical roles, but unfortunately after movies like Easy A, she became very self-conscious. She hated the way she looked in those movies. It made her very depressed for months. So I'm really glad that she walked away from the industry, but I'm also glad that she's still trying to pursue things like fashion. At least she's still trying to do something artistic. Now let's talk about Sweet Life on Deck's international Dateline. Cody tries to impress Bailey at a school dance. When they get stuck in a time loop, Cody has to repeat the same day a few times. He believes this is the universe's way of helping him with Bailey. He gets to be more calculated as he accounts for the rhythm of everyone's dialogue. He gets to show off his smooth alpha side, but in the timeline where they fix the fracture, it doesn't end on the best note for Cody. I really like when the show breaks the rules of realism, like the Can You Dig It episode where Bailey gets possessed. Zach lacks empathy for most situations, but he is bold and brave. I like when he does nice things for people, like helping Cody buy earrings for Bailey by eating disgusting food. And the way the genie subplot in that episode has a realistic explanation for how all of those wishes could have been granted just absolutely felt so realistic and was well handled. I barely revisit season 1 over the years because it feels like the show is trying to rebuild itself from the success of Zach and Cody. I remember when the promos first started airing for On Deck and I was like, there's no Maddie, Esteban, or Arwen in the show. They were about 40% of the appeal of the original show. But I'm glad those adult characters got to have very meaningful cameos in the show. So yes, a lot of season 1 does feel like it has a lot of unnecessary fluff and the jokes don't always land. Some of the jokes in season 3 I would also say are very awkward and offbeat, and I would say season 2 is the best season, but that's a very subjective opinion. You might like season 1 or 3 the best. I admire how in a lot of episodes, Cody gets to use his nerdy fun facts in a practical way that applies to his personality. Bailey also makes nerdy fun facts part of her personality, and we have more sympathy towards Bailey because she makes less stupid, bad decisions than Zach, London, Woody, Cody. You realize that Cody isn't the best boyfriend. He shows that he enjoys female attention, like when he becomes a cooking teacher. He makes Bailey hurt her ankle just as an excuse for him not doing his homework, and he depicts a stage play of their cringy breakup, very biased towards his side. That was the saddest moment in the show, seeing Bailey's pain about this. It's great to see moments where Mr. Mosby isn't so stressed out, where he explores his talent. It's nice the way people try to bring him and Miss Tutwiler together. And London's lack of awareness basically goes with the morals of the show. It's great to see moments where she helps people, like when she takes responsibility for Mosby's damage of the Aqua Lounge, when everyone else thought they had reasonable doubt for them creating the problem. The characters bounce off each other's energy really well in a lot of episodes, like when they all pretend to be married, when they all host the news. These characters always make sure to take action on things they don't like. By the way, why did they never promote Woody to main character when Marcus was only in like 12 episodes? Marcus is just a more artistic version. It's their fault for writing Woody to be more gross. Like when London has all of them pitch bad ideas for $1 million. When they tackled online addiction and used the fear of bananas to represent their twin securities. When Cody and Bailey ditch Day to try to have fun, but they decide to write a paper about it instead. And I appreciate the way the Indian episode touches on the relationship between wealth, culture, and spirituality. And I really enjoyed the transitional jingle music in both shows. The only Disney show I enjoyed after On Deck aired was Austin and Ally for its artistic pursuits. So, which show wins? Both stand out amongst other shows that were airing on their networks at the time. These are both groups of child actors doing it because they love it, having to balance the tone of quick rapid-fire jokes written by 40-year-olds guessing what they think teens sound like. Honestly, Sweet Life on Deck I used to not like for a lot of years compared to the original. It's only in the recent 6 years where I grew fond of the outlandishness that the episodes present. It could have done more with its characters' talents. It had a lot of self-contained plots that feel like it rewarded the progression of how the characters adapt. It's still more boring compared to the parade of exploding self-expression that The Amanda Show was. The Amanda Show absolutely wins this episode of TV Fights. I'll see you guys next time.